Greetings. Let me present to you a form of international communication. It's based on an already existing form of international communication called Blissymbolics. What is Blissymbolics? Blissymbolics doesn't use an alphabet to write words, but instead uses pictures to communicate. I put a link in the description below to Blissymbolics Communication International, and you can find a more detailed explanation there, and I thank them for their work in Blissymbolics. Some of the easier bliss symbols to understand are fire, feeling, house, and addition. The idea is that pictures are more easily understood internationally than having to learn complicated foreign languages. The use of Blissymbolics as an international form of communication has not been received well, but it is now principally used as a means of communication for people who are linguistically challenged. That is, people whose minds, because of brain disease or injury, aren't able to deal with the complexity of foreign language. I hope what I'm doing here may benefit these people as well. This picture language of Blissymbolics is easily learned and understood. But a picture language has some disadvantages. It can't be transmitted over voice-only means of communication, such as radio or walkie-talkies. At this time, it can't be transmitted as text. There is a proposal to include bliss symbols in Unicode. At this time, however, the Unicode Consortium doesn't feel that interest in Blissymbolics is enough to include them in Unicode. I hope what I'm doing here will change their minds about this. If you find this to be a good idea, I hope you will make this a goal of your own as well. Can pictures be verbally pronounced? I'm not the first person to try and convert these pictures into plain text. These symbols have already been organized into a sort of alphabetical order by others. You can find the first proposal for this explained in the book Blissymbols for Use, and this is mainly the sort of system that I've used here. The book can be downloaded for free from the link down below in the description, thanks to the Internet Archive. Some of the symbols, the wavy lines, were assigned to the letter A. Heart-shaped symbols were assigned to letter B, and some were assigned to letter C and D and so on. What I've done is I've given a way to pronouncing these letters so they sound more like a language rather than someone simply saying their ABCs. Some of the bliss symbols have been identified as the most basic symbols based on their shapes. And these symbols are referred to as primary radicals. There are now more than just 26, as I also explained in my own booklet down below. You can find the link for that. This language is based on the proposed Unicode tables. You may find it helpful to pause here and download these tables now. I have a link in the description to the download, simply to these charts with definitions of the symbols and a guide to pronouncing them. Or there is a more detailed booklet, which also includes a Wakifa dictionary of all the approximately 1,400 radicals. Unicode tables are 16 characters by 16 characters. 256 characters on each table. The tables are divided, first of all, by the primary radicals I just mentioned, that's contained in them. These primary radicals may be pronounced as a single syllable. The rest of the symbol words are pronounced with 3 syllables. To pronounce them, I've written 16 consonants above the columns of the table and 16 consonants alongside the rows of the table. For an example, let's look at the word for feeling. It looks like a heart. It's converted to plain text as the small letter B. Now look at the symbol below it. This is the symbol word for love. The word is pronounced, first of all, with the primary radical it's listed with, the letter B. Now take the letter at the top of the column. The letter is F. And now take the letter alongside the row. The letter is G. So in text, this word is spelled as BFG. Now, if BFG doesn't sound too romantic to you, I have made every letter a syllable. The B is pronounced pa. The F is pronounced fi. And the G is pronounced ka. So the word for love in this language is Wakifa. Now let's take a look at the second to the last table. Find the area marked with a W. The W represents horizontal lines. If you look at the bottom, the very bottom of this column, there's a symbol that looks like a backward Z. This is the Bliss symbol for Bliss symbol. Using the same method we did for the word love, it's going to start with W, then go down the column to get the K, and then across to get the letter V, WKV. This word is pronounced Wakifa. And this is the word that I use as a name for this language that is based on Blissymbolics, Wakifa. Now also, to save time and ink and make things a little easier, some of these words may be pronounced as 2 syllables. Again, if we look at the chart, the one we looked at before, we can see that if you look in the C column of this chart, almost all the words there begin with the symbol for water. So you can shorten the word to water to just A and Chi. Achi. So now with the pronunciation guide and the Unicode tables I have provided below, there's a link. You can now pronounce any word in this language that you can find in these tables. More detailed descriptions are given in the downloads listed below, and I hope to make more videos on this subject. More words can be formed by putting more than one symbol together. In text, these symbols are joined together with a dot, pronounced N. For example, the word for passport is Kimanin Chamatan Kasifi. You can see it means book, permission, travel. There are links below to bigger dictionaries that can help you with this. It's my hope that this will make Blissymbolics an easy form of communication for people all around the world. And also that it may help people who have physical difficulties with their own languages become a part of worldwide communication. Thank you for watching, and Pasifi. Peace.